my friend and mentor, Dudley Hall, a couple of years ago, I think it was, he had the opportunity to go and be there at the National Prayer Breakfast. But he wasn't just there. He was seated at the front table next to, or one person away from, the Vice President and the President of the United States and the other dignitaries were there. Why was he there? He wasn't there because he was doing anything. Instead, he was there because he had a friend who was doing the music. And her name is Alison Krauss. She's won more Grammys than anybody. And Alison, who sings like an angel, was going to sing. And she asked Dudley to go with her. Why don't you come go with me? And so Dudley said, okay. And Dudley is so funny telling this story. He said because he goes in through this security, unbelievable security. You're going to sit up there next to the president just about. They're going to put you through some security. And so they come there and they see Miss Krauss, welcome. They were here. And they look, who are you? And he just said, well, I'm with her. And they looked and said, oh, Dudley Hall, oh, you are with her. Okay, come on in. And Dudley says he goes in. He doesn't have anything to do. And Alison goes back to have a sound check in a kind of this back room and all. And so Dudley, who's a big guy, and he's got a dark suit on, shaved head, and so he's just kind of standing, taking everything in. And so he puts his arms like this, and he's standing up on the platform area, just looking around beforehand. He's standing there like this, and you'd have to see him if you don't know Dudley. He's got a little goatee and all that, bald head, this dark suit. He didn't realize what he looked like. And so all of a sudden, here comes up this man, which Dudley recognized as the former mayor of Texas, who I think was the trade secretary at the time. And he came and said, excuse me, could I go through those doors there and go out there and use that restroom out there? And Dudley just said, he'd have a little fun with it. He said, no way. And so the guy's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. They said, no, I recognize you. Come on. He said, and the man said, well, then why are you here? He said, well, I'm with her. I'm with Alison. And then everybody else it was sitting on that table had something to do during the prayer breakfast. They either spoke, they prayed, they did something, and Dudley just sat there. And so people said, well, why are you here? And he said, I'm with her. It was interesting later. There were a couple of guys that he saw later in a different city who had been at the prayer breakfast, and they came and said, hey, Dudley, are you CIA? He said, I'd have to kill you to tell you. He was there. Why? Because of any of his own merit? No. Because he was going to sing? No. You don't want Dudley singing at that. Sorry, Dudley, if you hear this. Was it because he had done something great that was being noticed? Dudley's done a lot of great things, but that wasn't why he was there. He was there because he was with her. And therefore, he was legitimately supposed to be there. He had full privileges of being there, but it wasn't because of his identity. It was because of her. If somebody wants to know who you are, you're just like, I'm with Christ. I'm with Christ. And when you get the temptation that comes to you and it says, who are you to be so blessed? And why do you think that you should even be... No, I'm just with Christ. Well, if you see your life like this, beloved, my definition of my life is with Christ. What this means is that maybe you could finally accept the fact you really do belong. You belong at a great big banquet table. You belong at a feast of grace. You belong because God made you His house. And that means that you're joined with each other. You're also joined with Christ Himself. God's with you. He's your authority. He's your entrance ticket. He is your reason for being there. He is your delight. And He's never going to leave you. He's never going to leave you. The irony of the song Big House, the hit song of the 90s, it's a big, big house, is that as wonderful as that invitation is to come to God's big house, and that is true. Jesus said, I go to prepare a place for you. My Father's house has many rooms in it. That there's actually something the gospel offers you that's even more amazing. Not just that you get to go to God's house, you are God's house. And that's the gospel.